Thank you for tuning in to my awesome YouTube video I am making about the trip that we are planning to Guatemala in early 2016. My name is Danielle Weaver. I'm super excited to be planning this trip. I have personally been living in Guatemala for the past 4 years. I came here on a visit with a similar group that we're planning on coming down with, and I absolutely fell in love with Guatemala, so I told my family I was staying, and that was about 4 years ago. So I'm not saying that you're going to fall in love and stay, but I am saying that you'll fall in love with the country if you decide to come. So right now I'm going to give you a preview of the tentative plans and some vital information if you are interested in coming. So first of all, Guatemala is located, for those of you who are not familiar with where it is, it's at the very top of the Central American countries, right underneath Mexico. It's about a 2-hour flight from Miami, a 3-hour flight from Atlanta, and about a 2.5-hour flight from Houston. So a lot of people think it's worlds and worlds away, but actually it is quite close to the US. So that's comforting. What I fell in love with most when it comes to Guatemala, not only is it the geography, which the geography is what everybody sees, but it's also the people. And so in this trip, I don't want to just take you guys to the tourist areas. I want you really to experience the culture. And to experience the culture, we really have to get in there and experience Guatemala from the eyes of a Guatemalan. So that's my goal of this trip. There are 4 main goals, now that I'm on the topic of goals. First of all, obviously we want to visit key destinations in Guatemala. I'm going to try to show you as much of Guatemala as I can in a short trip. Second, like I said, experience the culture that the country has to offer. Obviously, part of the goal of the trip is to help out some amazing souls in need, which I'll explain in a few minutes. And ideally, my personal goal is for you to come and then return to the US and inspire others to come to Guatemala, which helps Guatemala in all ways. So that's my goal. Here are some places you will see. Guatemala City is where I live, and it's also where the only international airport is, so we must go there, and one of our service projects is actually here. We'll be spending a total of 4 nights here in Guatemala City. There's about 12 million people in the city, and you can also see about 4 volcanoes when you're standing in the center, so it is actually quite a pretty city. And I quite enjoy it. This is like the technological capital of Guatemala and where most of the population is concentrated. Within Guatemala City is El Mercado Central, which is like the big central market where a lot of locals do their weekly shopping. Not a lot of Americans get to go there, so I definitely want to take you to see that because it truly is incredible. The hustle and bustle of the marketplace. You can also buy typical Guatemalan souvenirs, handcrafted cloth and pottery. It's quite incredible. And I also want to show you guys the modern side of Guatemala because a lot of people tend to believe that it's very, very behind, which is actually false, and I do want to show you that side. So we will be going to a couple of modern places. It's important for me to show people that Guatemala is more than just the poor that everybody assumes it is. So Paseo Caela is an outdoor mall, and we will just be going there one evening for dinner all together, and we'll walk around a little bit so you can experience that side as well. Also, on our way to the next destination of the trip from Guatemala City, we will be stopping at the Ixamche Mayan ruins, which it's not the main ruins. Actually, a side note here, a lot of people tend to associate ancient Mayan civilization with Mexico because Mexico tends to take the credit. But actually the capital of the Mayan civilization was Guatemala, and the capital was actually in Petén, which Petén is about an 8-hour drive from the capital, so we will not be able to go there. I would highly recommend coming back and doing a trip just for Petén if this interests you, but I do want you to get a taste. So we will be stopping at these ruins, which are also, they're impressive because of how old they are, and you get a good idea of what they looked like and what you could expect in Petén. And also there are ancient Mayan ancestors there, usually performing Mayan rituals, so it's a very cool cultural experience. So we will be stopping there. on our way to Lake Atitlan, which this is exactly where I fell in love with Guatemala. Lake Atitlan is the deepest lake in Central America, and it's surrounded by 3 volcanoes, which there are some pretty interesting legends as to how the lake formed, which I'm going to save those for when we're on a boat on the lake and we can go ahead and talk about those. So you must come for that information. It is incredible. It's been rated one of the top 10 most beautiful places in the world, but people just don't realize that it's here in Guatemala. So we will be staying at 2 destinations around the lake, one of which we will drive to, and the other one, which is at the other side of the lake, that we actually have to take a boat to. So more on that in a minute. And then on the way back, our last destination will be in Antigua. Antigua was the old capital of Guatemala, but years ago it was destroyed by a huge earthquake, and they've actually left most of the ruins there. It's, as you can see, it's a Spanish colonial town, and they've made it basically illegal to alter the town in any way. So it's really cool because it's maintained its historical background. Even though the cobblestone roads are a pain to drive on, they're not allowed to really fix them or pave them because they want to maintain that historical atmosphere. It's a super safe city. We can also walk around there. There's tons of opportunities for shopping and eating at really cool restaurants. And also one of our projects, our service projects, will also be located in Antigua. So we will be spending a few days there. Proposed projects, as I said, there were 2. One of them is in Guatemala City, and it's called Hogar Miguel Magone. Hogar means home. It was started by a Guatemalan woman who just wanted to start helping some kids that lived on the street, and now it's expanded. Some people donated land, some people donated their time, some people have donated solar panels or water filters, and it's grown and grown and grown. It doesn't receive any government funding. However, the government does go and basically dump the kids on the doorstep. So after the government drops them off, they don't really offer any help. So it is completely donation-based. Now there are over 80 children who live at the home and over 100 that live in surrounding areas that come for meal times. So as far as what we're going to do there, we haven't established it yet because it mainly depends on how many people decide to end up coming. Obviously, we can do more the more people who come. So I'm sure we'll be doing collections as far as gently used clothing. We'll be asking for small items. Maybe we'll do some bake sales to get some money. And then obviously we'll do some hands-on work there along with planning activities for the kids and spending time with them. So that's going to be absolutely amazing. The second project that we're hoping to do is with a hospital. It's actually a religiously affiliated hospital in Antigua. This is where low-income families can come and receive very low cost, or sometimes it's even free depending on what they can pay, surgeries. It can be plastic surgery, it could be just general operations that they have no hope of paying for otherwise. And actually groups of American surgeons come down pretty much every other week to just knock out hundreds of surgeries in 1 week. So, there's also Casa de Fe, which this is where the patients can recover. A lot of these patients come from 6-8 hours away on a bus, so they can't just, go home right away. Some of these patients have children, and so Casa de Fe offers the service of taking care of their children while they're having surgery and recovering, so we'll also be helping out there. So anybody who speaks Spanish could help us in translating. I tend to go there for the translating side, or there's always cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, entertaining the kids, helping the patients as they recover. There's plenty of options we could do, and like I say, it just depends on how many people we have sign up for the trip. Now, I do understand that it is a 10-day trip total, so I do realize that you guys, it may be your only vacation or one of 2 vacations you take in the year. So along with it being a service trip, I do want to turn it into an enjoyable time for you where you can also relax. And that includes staying in some pretty nice hotels. El Barceló is where we'll be staying in Guatemala City. I've stayed there several times and have always had a good experience. Has great typical food, has the awesome pool and the hot tub there where we can hang out in the evenings, and it's just a very comfortable hotel. When we go to the lake, as I said, there were 2 destinations, one of which is Panajachel. We'll be staying in Porta Hotel, which it's an amazing view, and I didn't want to put a picture of the view because I want you to see it for the first time when you wake up in the morning and you just see the lake right in your face. It's right in the lake, and you can see all 3 volcanoes from your room. So it's pretty incredible. So we'll be staying there for one night. And then the treat of the trip is going across the lake on a boat to somewhere where it's completely isolated, and it's called Posada Santiago. So this is a view of the lake from the pool. You have the volcano right in your face. There's chairs there where you can relax. And the rooms, this is very rustic. They're actually all separate cottages that are very old, and they're built out of stone. You feel like you're literally in the jungle because you pretty much are. So this is going to be the absolute treat. All of the food that they serve at this hotel is locally grown and super, super fresh. So it's absolutely amazing. Here's another view of the social area of the hotel where there's a campfire down under the roof. There's also kayaks and bicycles that are available for use, and the pool is down there as well. And we tend to just stay down there. There's tons of board games to play in the evening times. It is pretty incredible. So that would be Posada Santiago. And then on our way back, when we go to Antigua, we'll be staying most likely at Quinta de las Flores, which is also a very typical hotel that is built around ancient ruins of the earthquake that I mentioned before. So those are the hotels where we'll be staying. This is my contact information, danielaeweaver@gmail.com. Feel free to contact me for any reason at all. And I guess I'm forgetting one key issue that all of you are probably thinking: what is the price of the trip? Kind of an important detail. So let me pull that information up right now. So a lot of people are shocked to see that the estimated cost per person is $910. This does not include airfare. What it does include is transportation with security escort during travel times. So a lot of you are going to be asking, well, what about safety? We've heard some bad things about Guatemala. And I just want to say that it's like any city. You're smart, you travel where it's safe. I've lived here for 4 years in the city, and I've been absolutely fine. So security will be of key importance, and whenever we do need it, or whenever I feel it would be very important to have, we will have it. All of the hotels stay for 10 days, and also 3 main meals per day. So that's included in the $910, which is absolutely an incredible value. I've worked really hard to try to get the price lower. As I said, it does not include airfare, shopping money, snacks or alcoholic beverages, any donations that you bring for the service projects, and also in Antigua, there are options for extra activities like zip lining, mule rides, and jet skis, and stuff like that, which I can get price information to you as well, closer to the date if you are interested. We are dividing this payment in 2. Half of it is going to be due by August 31st. That way I can go ahead and reserve all of the hotels and the transportation. And then part 2 is due January 1st, which gives everybody a chance to go ahead and save up. Payments will be received via PayPal. So if you have a PayPal account, it makes it much easier. So you can just transfer the money to my account, which I can give information for that. And even if you don't have a PayPal account, it's very simple. I will send you a form that will just ask for your credit card or debit card information, and it's just like as if you were buying anything online. So if you are interested in going, you are confirmed for the trip once you pay the first part, the $455, by August 31st. And I can definitely speak in more detail with each one of you on the phone about this. As far as airfare information, as I said, it doesn't include airfare, but all major airlines do fly into Guatemala City. The airport code is GUA. Everybody will be in charge of booking their own flight. So you can pretty much come in whenever you want to on the specified days, which I'll get to in a minute. That way, if you want to save money by making more stops or leaving earlier, then you may. And as long as we all get there on the same day at some time, I'll arrange for all of the transportation to the first hotel for everybody. We'll be fine. So as soon as you book your flight, you need to email it to me and I'll put it on file and I'll make sure I am there to pick you up at the airport. If you're booking your flight, they should be booked to arrive on January 29th, which is a Friday, and return on Monday, February 8th. If for any reason you want to come earlier or leave later, just keep in mind that those costs are not included in the price. Now, as of July 8th, the prices that I had seen online were at $704, but recently it was called to my attention that there are flights available for $580 on Delta out of Cincinnati, which a lot of people have gone ahead and booked. So if you are interested in coming, I would definitely recommend grabbing those tickets because I've never seen them that cheap. So, as I said, please feel free to contact me with absolutely any questions. My email is here again, and also this 513 number, the 513-399-4320, is a local 513 number, even though I'm in Guatemala, and you will not be charged long distance. So please feel free to call me at any time. Once we receive your first payment, you are confirmed, and please also send me your full name, phone number, email, names of the people in your party, and if you know who you would like to room with, also send me that information and we'll be in contact. I'm currently calling everybody who's expressed an interest, and I would love to have a phone conversation with you about the trip if you have any questions or concerns. So thank you for considering visiting Guatemala. You will not regret it if you come. It's the chance of a lifetime, and I really hope you all decide to come. So thank you so much.